when everything goes well, most of the people, they are happy, they are contented, they do not worry anything, and they feel that everything will run as smoothly as they expected. Unfortunately, when there is any problem, any issue, most of the people, they panic, they fear, they feel nervous, they experience the uncertainty of the world. While most of the people panic, there are few people who do not fear, who has courage to lead even at the moment of adversity. They can stand at the adversity and fight the odds. Here is the calm, the point of emotional discipline in conflict. Nobody desires for conflict. Everybody desires for peace. However, because there is uncertainty, impermanence, the changings of the world, changings of the time, when there is conflict, panic arises among the people. When there is opportunity, hope arises among the people. The most important thing is when there is panic, you must think this situation will pass. And when there is opportunity, you must not waste your time, worry anything, unprecedented, unexpected situations in your life. Therefore, you should enjoy the moment you're having. That's all. There are few individuals, leaders, who made history in leading despite uncertainty. Winston Churchill, one of the greatest leaders on earth, he was the Prime Minister of United Kingdom. At the time, he was leading his country. World War II broke. Therefore, England had to engage in World War II. Isn't it scary to think about the World War? Because there is constantly bad news. Now this country is bombing, this country attack another countries in one parts, nuclear strike by USA in the Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Thousands, hundreds, thousands of the people have been killed. And Hitler in other side was killing millions of Jews and innocent civilians. The leader who led the United Kingdom during World War II, Winston Churchill. Winston Churchill, he he was very popular leader, not because England had participated in the World War II, because he made joke. He was a humor person. Whenever he made any speech, he made joke. He made humor. He made humor speech. And also, he used to take nap every day. Of course, for the normal people, general people, even one minor problem is a big problem. One minor problem is a big issue, right? So sometimes you have to take, yeah, to take. Then you cannot sleep at night. The another person has fever, so he is busy with his own problem. Now imagine that a leader who is fighting against the great enemies in the world, and he still could sleep very well at night without any disturbances. The question here is how a leader take the life so easily, even at the tense situation. He can think clearly, and he can decide properly the what we call the right decision. Because during World War, if he takes one wrong move, 100,000 soldiers will be killed. So the magic here is a leader always keeps separate the problems and personal lives. Whenever he goes to the bed, he doesn't carry his personal problems with him to the bed. Therefore, he can sleep very well at night, and he can think properly. He can take a right decision. One of the Stoic philosopher, Epictetus, he was a slave, so he wrote books. Later, he became very popular in Europe. He said that one must know what he can control and what he cannot control. What he can control is within him, his mind, his reaction, his thought patterns. Either he is thinking good or bad, either he is thinking right or wrong. The second thing is what he cannot control: judgment, human criticisms, insult, politics, that goings outside of his mind. Therefore, if something happens that you cannot control, you should not try to control it. You should control what you can control, not what you cannot control. If you can control what you can control and avoid not to try to control what you cannot control, by doing so, you can have a balanced life. During World War II, Winston Churchill applied the same method, same technique. It means it doesn't matter how many people have been killed, but it matters how he can have a good night's sleep. That is all. Of course, this is based on human mindset, because not everyone thinks in the same way. Most of the people, they attach to the problems, while only few people detach can detach from the problem. Therefore, there are only few leaders, right? And billions of followers. Why? Because not everyone thinks in the same way. So one person, he bought a hand watch with $200, and then later he find out that his friend bought same watch, hand watch, with $150. That means he lost $50. Now he is repenting himself. Oh, I make a great mistake. I have been cheated because I have to pay $50 more. I lost $50, so he cannot sleep at night. On the other hand, another person, he is so happy, so cheerful, so enlightened. At the same time, he is also going through last stage of the cancer, and maybe he is going to survive few months. Despite so much difficulties in his life, he lives happy and cheerful life. Therefore, the most important thing is to have a resilience mindset. In order to build up the resilient mindset, one must understand the reality of the life. It means impermanence. Whenever you face the problem, you should not think the problem you are facing is permanent. You should not consider the problems you are having is going to live forever. Right? Many people that think this way. Rather, you should think the problem you are facing is going to change tomorrow or the after tomorrow. That's all. Therefore, if you think this way, you will see hope even at the difficult situation. Maybe your situation is difficult today, but this situation is temporary, and therefore it is going to change soon or later. The another way to build up resilience mindset is, as I mentioned, the Epictetus way. He said that one must know what he can control and what he cannot control. What he control, what he can control is his thought patterns, his mindset, the way of his reaction, respond. So if he think happy, he will feel happy. If he think negative, he will experience negativity. Right? Then what he cannot control is the outward environment. Out of the environment happening outside of our mind. People criticism, insult, bully, politics, praise, blame. These things we cannot control. Therefore, we should not try to control this thing. We should not try to control this thing means we should not expect the people to respect us. We should not expect the people to love us, to be sincere with us. Because if you expect someone from something, by this way, your expectation, when your expectation is not met as you desire, then you will be disappointed. Therefore, you should not control. what is happening outside of your mind. So the mental discipline in difficult time is so important that everybody should learn to build up the resilience muscle, the resilient mindset by themselves. If you really desire to build up the resilience mindset within yourself, you should practice and understand the method I have explained to you. Thank you for watching.